how an armored truck driver stole 3.1 M from a casino and vanished. October 1st, 1993. Las Vegas is already awake before the sun fully rises. Neon lights still glow faintly over the strip as armored trucks begin their routine runs between casinos and cash centers. It is supposed to be just another Friday morning, controlled, predictable, and secure. At 8 a.m., a Loomis armored truck pulls up behind Circus Casino carrying $3.1 million in cash. 3 guards inside follow standard procedure. Everything is normal, everything is safe, but within minutes, the truck will vanish. Not stolen in a violent robbery, not hijacked by criminals on the street. Instead, it will disappear, quietly driven away by the person trusted most, the driver. The driver is 21-year-old Heather Tallchief, a woman with no criminal record, no warning signs, and just 6 weeks on the job. By the time her co-workers step back outside, the truck is gone, and so is she. What follows becomes one of the most disturbing insider heists in Las Vegas history. Let's watch. 1. The morning that looked completely normal, that Friday morning, begins like thousands of others in Las Vegas. The city is built on routine chaos cash flowing in and out of casinos, armored trucks moving like clockwork between vaults and ATMs. At the Loomis Armored Transport Depot, everything follows strict procedure. The truck is loaded with bundled cash, mostly $100 and $20 bills meant to supply casino ATMs across the strip for the weekend rush. 3 guards are assigned to the vehicle. 1 sits in front, 2 in the back with the money. Heather Tallchief is the driver. Young, quiet, recently hired, she has been with the company for only 6 weeks. To her coworkers, she appears professional, reliable, and unremarkable. No one questions her presence behind the wheel of a multi-million-dollar transport operation. Even that morning, nothing feels unusual. There is small talk, routine checks, and standard loading procedures. No alarms, no hesitation, no suspicion. Everything is normal until it isn't. 2. A detail that no one thinks twice about as the truck prepares for its route, one of the guards, Scott Stewart, notices something small but odd. Heather is not wearing her standard work boots. Instead, she is wearing dress shoes, elegant, unusual for a security transport driver. He briefly wonders if she has plans after work. Maybe dinner. Maybe a night out. It is a harmless thought, and he lets it go. At 8:15 a.m., the truck arrives at Circus Casino. The plan is simple. The guards unload cash bags, enter the casino to restock ATM machines, and return within 20 minutes. Heather's job is even simpler: drive to the front entrance, wait, and pick them up. This is a routine they have done many times before. Predictable, safe, controlled. Scott and his partner step out of the truck carrying cash bags and disappear into the casino. Heather remains behind the wheel, engine running, $3.1 million sitting in the back compartment. And then, something changes. She shifts the gear. The truck moves. And it does not stop. 3. The vanishing truck inside the casino. Scott and his partner complete their ATM loading task in about 20 minutes. They walk back out expecting the truck to be waiting at the front entrance, but it is gone. At first, they assume confusion. Maybe it moved. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. But seconds turn into minutes. The truck does not return. Communication attempts fail. The radio is silent. Within moments, panic begins to build. A $3.1 million armored truck does not simply disappear. Outside, Heather is already gone. She follows a pre-memorized route: left turns, right turns, exits carefully studied in advance. No hesitation, no mistakes. Her destination is not random. It is a warehouse hidden in an industrial area, a place that looks ordinary but has been chosen for a very specific reason. By the time security realizes something is wrong, the truck is already off the system grid, and the driver has vanished with it. 4. The hidden life behind the heist plan. To understand how this happened, Investigators later look back 6 months before the robbery. In San Francisco, Heather Tallkeith is living a very different life. She is working as a nursing assistant during one of the hardest medical crises in modern history, the AIDS epidemic. She cares for terminal patients, forming emotional bonds with people who often die shortly after. The emotional trauma builds slowly. Over time, she begins using drugs, eventually losing her job and falling into addiction and depression. She is young, isolated, and vulnerable. That is when she meets Roberto Solis. He is older, charismatic, and mysterious. He listens to her, comforts her, and makes her feel understood. What she does not initially know is that Roberto has a violent past. In 1969, he was convicted of murdering a guard during an armored truck robbery attempt. He served decades in prison and was released in 1991 after gaining attention as a prison poet under a pen name. To the outside world, he is now a writer. To Heather, he becomes something else entirely, someone who claims to understand her pain and offers direction. This relationship becomes the foundation of everything that follows. 5. The manipulation and the plan. Roberto introduces Heather to a controlled, isolated environment. He shows her strange visual tapes, long hours of persuasion, and intense psychological influence that later experts describe as manipulation and conditioning. He begins shaping her movements, decisions, and trust. Slowly, she becomes dependent on him for direction. At some point, he introduces the plan. He tells her she will get a job at Loomis Armored, the same company he once attempted to rob decades earlier. It is not coincidence, it is design. Heather applies using false employment history. The company, trusting background checks and paperwork, hires her. She passes probation and quickly earns responsibility. Within weeks, she is driving armored trucks carrying millions of dollars. Roberto prepares everything: the route, the warehouse, the timing. Every detail is memorized, every movement rehearsed. By October 1st, 1993, the plan is complete. 6. The execution of the heist. That morning, Heather wakes early. There is no visible panic, no dramatic behavior, just routine movement. She arrives at the depot, signs in, and begins her shift like any other day. The truck is loaded with $3.1 million in cash destined for casino ATMs across Las Vegas. She drives to Circus Circus. Scott and his partner exit with a cash bag, expecting a short stop inside the casino. Instead of waiting, Heather drives away. She follows the route she memorized weeks earlier: quiet streets, industrial turns, a hidden warehouse. When she arrives, Roberto is waiting, calm, prepared. He instructs her to hand over her weapon. She complies. Together, they open the truck and begin transferring cash into boxes. No violence, no alarms, just controlled movement. Within 30 minutes, the money is gone. From there, they move quickly: airport transfer, disguises, and escape planning already in motion. 7. The disappearance and global escape. To avoid detection, they use disguise and deception. At one point, they even board a plane using a wheelchair disguise, with Roberto pretending to be a medical assistant and Heather posing as an elderly woman. They leave Las Vegas and travel through multiple locations: Denver, Miami, and eventually international destinations. The FBI launches a nationwide manhunt. Heather is placed on wanted lists. Investigators trace movements, but the trail keeps breaking. Eventually, they settle in Amsterdam under false identities. Heather gives birth to a child. For a brief moment, there is an attempt at normal life. But the relationship deteriorates. Roberto remains controlling. Heather eventually leaves him, taking her child and disappearing into anonymity. Years pass. 12 years later, she voluntarily returns to the United States and surrenders to authorities. Roberto is never found again. Outro: the $3.1 million armored truck heist did not unfold like a typical crime story filled with violence or chaos. Instead, it happened quietly, through trust, routine, and psychological control. A system designed for security was bypassed not by force, but by familiarity. What makes this case so disturbing is not just the theft itself, but how ordinary everything looked until it was too late. A young driver, a normal route, a standard morning shift. Nothing suggested what was about to happen. In the end, the money disappeared, the plan collapsed over time, and the people involved were scattered across continents and consequences. Heather eventually returned and faced justice. Roberto vanished into uncertainty. But the real lesson remains in the system itself. Even the strongest security structures can fail when the threat comes from inside, wearing the same uniform, following the same procedures, and being trusted just like everyone else. Let us know in the comments what you think about how an armored truck driver stole 3.1M from a casino and vanished, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.